過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? Leon Mookie here, and I'm giving you another chapter of The Radiant Hero of Light and Darkness. This is chapter 3, The Musical Adventurer. So, let's get into this, shall we, guys? As Izuku is back in his own world, basically giving on the rundown on how he met his two first best friends in the world in Taotis, with Namasa Suguchi saying, so you basically decided to go on a journey to unify all the other nations against the Demon Lord. Yeah, that sums it up. And it wasn't just it. There were other people that helped me in my journey. Personally, I think it's best if I tell you more about them and also about certain experiences that led up to me becoming who I am now, to be honest. With Suguchi saying, okay, so, care to explain? With then Izuku clearing his throat, saying, well, let me tell you about my fifth party member. One of the most craziest and one of the most cheerful guys that you could ever meet. But he's a bit of a playboy and a pervert as well. So, yeah. Let me tell you about a certain bard adventurer. With Izuku getting back to his story. During Izuku's journey, finally leaving Crystallis, on his journey, he basically went against multiple monsters and creatures to increase his strength and power, even learning new arts on the way. Not only that, Volio also explained that Izuku and the others needed to become adventurers and join the Adventurers Guild. With that, they'll be able to do jobs and also gain money from doing such things. Izuku, hearing this, didn't really care about actually getting rewards or basically getting something in return for just doing the right thing. It's just the kind of person Izuku has always been. But, given, Ymir and Edward, they basically knew Izuku would be like this. So, in a way, they'll be the ones accepting the gifts more than he would be. But even so, they were able to do quite a bit of normal basic jobs, clear monsters, protect a couple of caravans, find special items and herbs, and basically give them to the people. However, there was one mission, one quest that led to something crazy for Izuku. And that being a bunch of bandits causing trouble for a couple of towns on the outskirts of Crystallis. The bandits began raiding them. However, before the bandits' attack, the towns first suffered that of demonic human attacks. That the villagers suffered many casualties and property damage. And being too tired to deal with the bandits, they are basically raided by them. Izuku, Ymir, Volio, and Edward saw this and were able to defend the town easily, but they were more confused on how a town like that would be first attacked by demonic humans and then raided by bandits. It felt like something was up in the process. So they went to a nearby town that hasn't been attacked yet. However, it actually being a border town that leads to one of the next countries that Izuku and the others are going to. As they head to a tavern to actually clear their thoughts and think things through, with also finding on which country they should go to first. As Izuku shows a map, with then Izuku saying, so, we're at the northern border of Crystallis. And there are basically 3 countries ahead of us that are linked to the northern areas. The 2 closest being that of the Taotis Empire and the Kingdom of Gallia. So, and the farthest out is that of the Mage Kingdom of Elysium, which I don't know much about though. With soon, Ymir saying, "You're not the only one, Izuku. None of us know what the Mage Kingdom is like. Only those who are, well, mages can know what it's like." With soon, Edward having his feet on the table, saying, "Yeah, she's right. The kingdom is known to annex people that aren't mages. However, I hear that they do make exceptions for those who are heroes, of course, not being otherworlders such as yourself, bro." With Izuku saying, "Well, that makes things easier if we can get them on our side. But the first thing to do is take care of these two countries." But then Volio saying, "We shouldn't worry about the kingdom. We should worry more about the empire." Hearing this from his Beastmaster teacher, Izuku looks at him, asking, "Sensei, why do you say that?" With then Volio, who actually had a couple of beers on the side and drinking, as he begins explaining, "Well, the kingdom of Gallia is that of a warrior kingdom. It's not ran by a king or by birthright or even an empire. It's run by who is ever the current champion at the Colosseum. Whoever is the current champion is the current leader. And right now, their champion is loyal fealty to Crystallis and the Pope himself. So you got nothing to worry about there." After saying this, and takes another swig of his beer, with then Izuku saying, "Okay, then we go to the Empire. But before we do that, I'm still thinking about," with then Ymir saying, "Those bandits, even I was confused too. How can a town be attacked by demonic humans first, and then minutes later, bandits show up? That doesn't make any sense." With then Edward saying, "I agree too. It just doesn't make sense. Normally, attacks like that are rare. Like, given that the people that we saved, they said that the attacks haven't happened frequently to other villages besides their own. So personally, it makes no sense. We may now have to figure this out." But then they begin hearing rumors around the tavern, as a couple of people began saying, "Hey, did you hear about the bandits out in the outskirts of the borders?" With another patron saying, "Hey, keep your voice down. Some of those bandits may be in here." With one of them saying, "Don't worry about it. I hear that they barely even come to towns like this. I mean, I hear that they do scope places like this out, but it's on the edge of the borders, and the guards will get involved. Be stupid if they did." With then saying, "Yeah, I guess your point, but still, I hear that those bandits have been working alongside demonic humans to gain a profit from all the villages that they attack." With hearing this, our group couldn't help but get curious. With then one of them saying, "Oh yeah, I hear that the demonic humans attack first, basically weaken the villagers, and then the bandits swoop in, basically it's destroying them all, taking whatever they want and killing whoever they want as well." I even hear that they've kidnapped a couple of people too. Sell them in the slave market, of course, probably at the Empire. With Izuku hearing this saying, "Slavery? That's a thing here?" With then Ymir looked at Izuku, hearing as she knew that his ears perked up at that. But soon saying, "Hey, it's only a rumor, but given this day and age, with the demonic humans invading countries and the demon lord, I wouldn't put it past them. To be honest, it'd be crazy if they didn't. Everybody's got to make a living here, even despicable shit like that as well." After saying that, he takes another drink, saying, "Look, I'm going to do another job. I'll catch you later, man. With soon, one of the patrons soon leaves and heads out to the tavern to head to the guild hall. But then Izuku's saying, "Those bastards! They're working alongside demonic humans to cause this much pain and suffering? It's so wrong." With then Volio saying, "Not surprising. Stuff like this happens on a day-to-day basis. Bandits do attack villages, mostly because they have no other reason but to make a living. Jobs are scarce nowadays, especially with war with the demonic humans. So it can't be helped. It's even more rough for those who aren't part of the high races after all, like people like me, for example." After saying this, Izuku was really taken back by this. So they basically go to being bandits over trying to make a living for themselves? Making other people suffer? That's sick and twisted. They're nothing but villains. With hearing this, Izuku was pissed. With soon, Ed saying, "I agree with you, Izuku. It needs to be stopped, that's for sure. However, there's only a couple of problems. We don't have any information, and if we try and look into it, both the bandits and demonic humans will scatter, making it even harder to bring them to justice. So, we're basically in a pickle here." With this, all four of them began feeling a little bit down. "Oh, so you plan on taking on those bandits, I see." With hearing that of a, gruff voice, they soon look around as they see two people basically walking to their table, as one being that of a 20-year-old man who has that of a 5 o'clock shadow, having that of a plain look with a white shirt, couple of short brown shorts, and has a sword on his side, a short sword on his side, as his hair is somewhat that of a bob cut, actually. As for the other man, he had a lot more depth to him, as he wore that of a brown sleeveless jacket, a yellow shirt, with that of light brown shorts as well. However, and also brown boots, with him having that of a dirty blonde look to him, with his eyes glistening like that of baby blue. However, what really stand out for the guy is that he had that of a lute and an axe on his back. As the group finally catch their composure and look at each other, Volio soon asked, "Can I help the two of you?" With then the man with the plain-looking man basically saying, "Well, if you must know, me and my compatriot here, wish to actually employ you to help us take on those bandits you guys are talking about." With hearing this, Izuku couldn't help but smile alongside Ymir. However, Edward and Volio had that skeptic looks. But soon, Volio saying, "What's the catch? I've been an adventurer my entire life, so I know there's a catch into certain things. You want a profit from it." With soon, the man with that of the lute and axe saying, "Well, my companion, yes. As for me, I just want some aid to take care of those ruffians, of course. And who else but better than the very hero, Izuku Midoriya himself." With hearing this, Izuku's eyes began widening, saying, "You already know who I am?" With then the man saying, "Well, of course. News spreads quite fast, young hero, of your deeds already helping people. Sure, they're small, but when you basically go around helping people, even without any monetary reward to gain from it as well, you can't help but say but to see what the hero is capable of." With this, Izuku couldn't help but blush at the compliments that he's getting. With soon Ymir goes over to our greenette saying, well, Izuku, looks like people are starting to truly see your kind-heartedness in action, with Izuku saying, well, yeah, with him blushing quite a bit, being that Ymir is really, really close to him. With soon, Volio saying, so, you want to ride on the coattails of the hero himself? With Edward saying, just let you know, it's up to Izuku if he wants you to be part of his party, not the other way around. Within the plain-looking man saying, like I want to be part of the hero's party. I already know what your job is. Take care of the Demon Lord. As for me, I'm just trying to make a living as an adventurer. And killing those bandits and demonic humans seemed like an easy job. With Izuku was really taken back on the, bluntness of the other guy. With soon looking at the man with the loot, saying, well, as for me, it just seems right to take care of those bandits. That's all. That's all I wish. With soon, Izuku saying, well, if you guys are willing to help, that'd be appreciated. However, we still, within the man with the loot saying, I know the location of the bandits. There's some rumors about the bandits hiding out at some nearby ruins near the town. If we head there now, we'll be able to get the jump on them. With then hearing this, the four couldn't help but take interest in this. However, they were a little bit skeptic, thinking that this may be a trap as well. Now that they know that Izuku's name has been spreading around, who knows what could happen. With then soon Edward saying, what do you guys think? Should we trust them? With soon Ymir saying, personally, I can't say for sure, but I'll go what Izuku asked for. But then Volio saying, you're still the leader of this group. I'm just here to give you my own personal advice, but it's pretty shady. However, so what do you think, kid? But soon, Izuku thinking deeply about this, saying, even if it may be a trap, we still can't let those bandits do whatever the hell they want. Let's take a chance, even if it's a small chance. With soon, after saying this, they all nod, with then Izuku saying, we would love to have you guys help us in this endeavor. With soon, the plain-looking man saying, excellent. It's good to know that the hero is willing to help out. Payday, here I come. Within, the other man couldn't help but sigh, saying, well, it's good to have the hero helping me out. That's all I could ask for. Within, them soon heading out of the tavern, and then heading out of the town as well. With soon Izuku saying, I never got you guys' names. What are they? Within the plain-looking man saying his name being Ken, as he points at himself with that of a smile. As for the man with the lute, he soon pulls it out, and then soon strums it a little bit, as it soon being that of a beautiful melody, before saying his name. My name is Dorgan. Dorgan Movine, at your service. Within hearing this, Izuku was really taken back. The guy sounds like he has that of a dwarf name, but his last name seems more elven, to be honest. Within Volio saying, Dorgan Movine. Dorgan Movine. Huh. I feel like, wait a minute. You can't be that Dorgan Movine, can you? With soon hearing this, the three looked at their lion teacher, with soon Izuku saying, Sensei, who, you know this guy? With soon Volier saying, well, I don't know him particularly, but I've heard of him during my time when I wasn't training you kids. They say that an up-and-coming hotshot adventurer was telling tales of his adventurers alongside his companions all across Taotis. It's only just out of rumors, but they say he was a bard. Not only that, they also say that he's half elf and half dwarf as well. With hearing this, Izuku, Edward, and Ymir was really taken back on that, as they say that he's half dwarf and half elf. With looking at Dorgan and soon saying, well, I am half elf and half dwarf. I just don't truly look like it, because I have the size of that of a normal elf or human after all. But my physical strength is that of a dwarf, to be honest. With soon, he also shows them his ears. My ears are also pointy, but not as pointy though. So I do get confused from time to time as that of a normal human. It can't be helped though. It's only natural when you look this good after all. With soon strumming another melody before putting the lute back on his back. With soon, everyone had that of a, deadpan look and also a sweat down their face, and that of a figure sweat on their face. But soon, Dorgan saying, any rate, I want to help and take care of those bandits. They seem like that of trouble if they continue. So that's all that matters. With soon, Izuku saying, well, at least you're here to help. That's all we could ask for. With soon offering a hand to Dorgan, with Dorgan soon shaking Izuku's hand as well. On the way to the ruins, they were about to run into a couple of monsters, as the man named Ken basically saying, well, if you excuse me, I'll show the hero what I'm made of, and maybe you might want to allow me to join, as he was soon cut off, as he was soon mauled by that of a demonic bear, as it has that of purple skin, spikes on its back, and also pure red eyes, as blood begins going everywhere around them, as they see the adventurer Ken die right in front of them before spitting out, reaching his hand for the others, before it falls limply on the ground. But soon, Izuku sank. Oh my god, he died just right in front of us. And we didn't. But soon, Volio saying, don't let it get to you, Izuku. We have a battle. We have to take care of these monsters. We want to keep on going. Within, Dorgan steps in front of them, as soon Edward saying, hey, we can help out taking them out. But soon, Dorgan saying, no need. Taking care of monsters like this are easy. Honestly, a person that only cares about trying to gain money will always die in the midst of battle. It's truly pathetic. I thought he would be a lot more useful than that. But still, I'll show you why I'm considered to be one of the best adventurers right now. As instead of grabbing his loot, he grabs his battle axe. As then, the demonic bear begins rushing at Dorgan, alongside a couple other monsters being that of elven wolves, as they rush at the half-elf, half-dwarf. Within, Dorgan soon prepares himself as he gets in a battle stance before having out a smirk on his face, and soon screaming out, magical martial arts, earth wave! After screaming this out, a powerful wave of earth magic soon unleashes at the monsters, sending them flying before he rushes at them, jumping in the air, cutting out the alphas, and then killing the demon bear as well, as he soon lands down with his axe in both his hands, within blood splatting everywhere of the monsters. Within, Izuku, Ymir, Edward were actually speechless, with Volio not really that impressed, but did acknowledge his strength. With soon, he puts his axe back on his back, with then saying, so, you think I'm the real deal now? With Izuku saying, that was amazing! What kind of art was that? But then Volio soon basically getting Izuku's answer, saying, that was a magical martial art. It basically infuses magic with that of martial arts. So you're basically able to incorporate your magical attacks within your martial arts skills. However, doing so does drain your mana levels a lot more faster than regular martial arts or magical arts though. Seeing that you're able to do so without feeling any fatigue or exhaustion basically shows on how skilled you are in combat. And you're not just some kind of musical musician trying to play adventurer. But then, Dorgan couldn't help but saying, well, of course, I had to become strong. After all, my mother was an adventurer, so it only makes sense I had to become strong just like she was. With soon, Ymir saying, your mother? With Dorgan saying, yes, my mother was a dwarf adventurer. She enjoyed the battle against powerful creatures, and also going on adventures with comrades. Speaking of her tales in battle, it was true. She was quite the battle junkie, you could say. However, that all changed when she met my father, who was a proud elf musician. He was quite famous, to be honest. But when he met my mother, he basically gave up the life of being a world-renowned musician. The two fell in love and then had me. So I inherited my father's love of music, and I inherited my mother's love of battle. So I merged the two, talked about my tales with that in song, while also inspiring others to reach a new heights as well. It's only natural to become something that you want others to become as well. With that, Izuku had that of stars in his eyes, as he almost seems like that of a fellow hero in training as well, just wanting to inspire others. With Edward and Volio having that of deadpan look on their face, with Ymir basically smiling nervously, knowing what Izuku is thinking of, but part of her thought that was also kind of cute as well. Then Dorgan saying, but also, I'm more in the way of trying to get the ladies as well. I mean, they do like that of a good-looking man who's good with music, and also is quite strong as well, don't you think? Within Izuku's eyes began fighting, saying, so you're mostly in it for girls? Within Dorgan saying, well, it's only natural. After all, a man's greatest passion is trying to impress ladies. Then that face was kind of down. With soon Dorgan saying, also, I was wondering if I could join your party. It would be great to actually have more of an advantage in battle, especially against these bandits if they're working alongside demonic humans. With Izuku was taken back by this, but then saying, so you want to join me? Is it just for this mission, or actually, I would love to travel with you? Hearing this, everybody was shocked, with then Volio saying, what's your endgame, kid? With soon asking the 20-year-old half-elf dwarf and saying, well, like I said, I want to tell my stories and my adventures to all. If I travel with a hero, I can basically tell them about grand adventures, grand stories that nobody, and I mean nobody, has seen, and also aid in helping people as well. My music, my tales, my songs will go down in history. It's only natural, wouldn't you think? I mean, gaining the ladies is a plus side, but easing people's hearts and telling them about great tales is my main calling though. With this, Izuku couldn't help but smile before closing his eyes, saying, why the hell not? As he soon activates his menu and then sending a party request to Dorgan. Dorgan was caught off guard by this for a split second before accepting, saying, it's a pleasure to work alongside you, hero Izuku Midoriya, offering a hand once again, this time of comradeship, saying, yeah, likewise. Dorgan Movine, but then saying, please, just call me Dorgan. That's all. We're comrades, we're friends and comrades now in arms. With then Volio saying, it's gonna be a one headache of adventurer if this kid is gonna be with us. With soon Edward saying, I agree. But to be honest, having somebody that knows magical martial arts would be great, since none of us do. With soon Volio saying, huh? What are you talking about? Of course I know magical martial arts. Within hearing this, everybody was surprised. Even Izuku looked back at the Lion Man with that of a shocked face as they both all screamed, what? With a couple minutes later, Volio soon saying, hey, I had no reason to teach you kids magical martial arts. It was too advanced at that time. Hell, I still don't think you kids are still ready for it. With then, Edward soon screams out, come on, you don't have the right to say that. Maybe we do have some way. With soon, Volio saying, Edward, you barely have a control over your own magical power. You got some, but you barely can control it. It's why you focus more on martial arts than you do magical arts. With saying, okay, you got me there. And then looking at Ymir, saying, Ymir, your specialty is that of magical arts. You said that you would become the healer and that of the magical offensive as well. Don't try to become something that you're not. Got it? What soon Ymir saying, I guess you have a point. Sorry, Volio-san. And then looking at Izuku. And Izuku? As Izuku was waiting in anticipation for his master to say, honestly, I thought that you would figure out in a matter of time. Didn't think it would take you this long. With soon Izuku's eyes began widening, saying, that's your reason? With soon, Dorgan couldn't help but laugh at all this while playing his lute as well, basically enjoying the show that he's seeing, having that of musical inspiration. With soon Izuku saying, whatever the reasons, it doesn't matter right now. Right now, taking care of those bandits and those demonic humans and saving any future victims of them is more important than us trying to become stronger. Within hearing this, everyone couldn't help but nod. Within, Dorgan saying, well, shall we? With soon going to the ruins. A couple hours later, they were able to make it there. And little did they know, there are already a couple of bandits there, already preparing for camp. With soon, wondering on how they should probably approach this. Should they sneak attack? Or should they just go a full frontal assault? Or possibly even distract or divert them to another place, allowing them to sneak in. With Izuku basically going through all their options. As he looks at the bandits, realizing that they're not really that strong, and that they could take them out without even breaking a sweat. However, taking them out in full frontal assault would drain them of their mana levels, which they could use a little bit more of in case that there are more inside the ruins, and even if they have traps as well. Doing a sneak attack would be good, but it goes against his honor as a hero, but it could help us get them more of advantage. And then there's leading them with a diversion. The only way to do that, if we basically give them something worth looking at, and something that could give them away, possibly one of us, which Izuku is little to actually go with. So, the best option would be that of a sneak attack. We flank them, catch them by surprise, before they get the chance to even react. With that, everybody agrees with the plan, as they go to different sides with Izuku and Edward alongside Dorgan goes to the right side, and Ymir and Volio heads to the left. As they wait for the perfect moment before any of them could notice them. As for a split second, they rush at the bandits at full speed before they could notice. as Izuku soon screams out, "Martial art, twin rush!" As then he brings out he doesn't bring out his weapons, but use his gauntlets as he hits two of the bandits without even breaking a sweat. And soon, also Edward comes out, running towards the bandits as well, jumping into the air before spinning down, saying, "Martial art, crack, shoot, kick!" As then creating a massive crater, knocking back the villains into the air before Dorgan jumps up as well, using the back end of his axe to knock them back on the ground, knocking them out instantly without even breaking a sweat. As saying, "Perfect melody and rhythm. I gotta say, you guys know your stuff." Within on the other side, Volio using his massive greatsword, knocking all of the bandits out with just one solitary swing, showing his power and experience as that of an adventurer. As for Ymir, she basically uses her magical arts to keep them all in place, making it more easier for Volnir and even the others to actually take him out. With that, they were able to get the jump on them pretty easily without even breaking a sweat. And it didn't cost them quite a bit of their mana levels after all, with Izuku believing he made the right decision. But soon the entrance to the ruins are now ready, as they soon enter. As they enter the ruins, there are basically multiple floors, as each floor is different, as Izuku wants to know on what the ruins are about. Within, Dorgan basically saying that it's part of an ancient kingdom that used to be run by the dwarves. With then Izuku saying, "Wait, but aren't dwarves normally that of royalty, or even part of the nobility as well?" With then Edward soon saying, "That's only in Crystallis. Dwarves can become nobles by merit, of course, remember? But they did have a country of their own. That was about 200 years ago. After that, elves and dwarves and humans have basically coexisted with one another. No one knows why, but it's just been like that for generations. So we don't really ask why. But even so, it is kind of awesome seeing a dwarven kingdom like this. Still, even though it's nothing but rubble, it's still pretty awesome." Within Ymir commenting saying, "I agree. It's quite amazing, actually. I wonder why dwarves don't make cities like this anymore." With then Volio soon saying, "Oh, they do." After hearing this, they all look at the Lion Man saying, "In Galio, there's basically a city where it's all run by dwarves. Other races are there to live there as well, but most of the majority that run the city are always dwarves. So, nothing new there." With Izuku saying, "Wow, that's interesting. Maybe we can actually visit there when we can." With soon Volio saying, "But that's only if we go there. That's all." With then reaching another layer floor, as they had to walk through a couple of abandoned buildings. As they're about to reach the exit, soon a figure begins flying around, as Izuku could tell that they're being watched, or rather, being stalked by an enemy. As they prepare their weapons, with Ed putting on his goggles, he soon noticed a shadow as it went by a couple of stalagmites. With then he noticed, as he soon says, "Martial arts, power pulse!" as he sends a blast of energy right at the stalagmites. Within a shadow moves before landing on the ground. With soon saying, "Can't hide from my eyes when I have these things on. I still love them." With then Izuku looks at the foe that Edward fired at, as he soon was taken back before he begins blushing like crazy, and Ymir also gets somewhat surprised, with Edward also getting surprised alongside Volio. And Dorgan, well, he couldn't help but hum to himself, as the person that was stalking them was a woman. But not any woman, a woman with wings and horns. With then Izuku saying, wait, the person that's been stalking us was a demonic human? With then Volio saying, not just any demonic human, an arc demonic human. Because arc demonic humans have that of wings on their back. They're higher level and a lot more stronger. As the woman soon shows herself more, as she has that of a skin-tight outfit, showing more of her assets, being that of her chest, her bottom, and also wearing that of black-heeled boots. However, what truly stands out was that her hair was that of a pure pink color, alongside the opening of her wings with that of blue highlights within. After soon stopping in front of our hero group, soon she begins saying, I'm only going to say this once. Turn around and leave at once. With soon Izuku getting out of his blush before shaking his head saying, sorry, we can't do that. There are bandits and demonic humans causing trouble for a bunch of innocent villagers. We can't let them go free. With soon she's saying, like I said, turn around now. I won't be afraid to fight against the hero if I have to. With then soon Dorgan saying, oh, this would be wrong. It would be wrong to fight against a lovely lady such as her, of course. Especially with a body like that, of all things. With then Izuku, Ymir, Edward, and saying, really, dude? Now of all times? With Volio saying, there's a time and place to be hitting on somebody. Fighting against a woman that's trying to kill us, now's not that time, kid. With then Dorgan saying, but a lovely woman like her, it'd just be a shame to. With soon Izuku steps in front of Dorgan saying, please, are you involved with the bandits and the demonic humans? If so, tell me why. Why are you attacking the innocent people? But soon the woman didn't say anything, as then from behind she brings out that of a rope. However, it's actually a whip. As she soon cracks it onto the ground, as she creates a small crater, as she has that of immense strength and power, saying, if you're not going to leave, then I'll have to force you to leave. With soon Izuku saying, if that's the case, instead of bringing out his gauntlets, he decides to switch to his spear, saying, I'll bring you down. Then we'll force you to move, and we'll force you to tell us what's going on. With then everyone brings out their weapons as well, as there's now a standoff before the battle begins. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. And also, I hope you enjoyed another new party member of the group. Personally, I'm basically going to go through almost all the party members in one chapter, and also go through the major events of Izuku's adventures in the next chapter after introducing them. So yeah, that's going to be the schedule from now on. But also, it's mostly because I want to get straight and quick to Izuku's time in the world of My Hero Academia, showing him being a more powerful and more experienced hero after all. So yeah, hope you guys can understand that. Also, please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification. And I want to ask as well, do you guys want me to do little side content as well? Like go through like little adventures and little talks with each Izuku's party members as their experiences with each other. I feel like I want to do that just to show on how interesting their character interactions would be. That's all. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below if I should or not. So, with all that said, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, my main channel, and my Patreon. And with all that said, this is Mookie, signing out. Later, guys.